Hey folks, Rachana Ranade here, and I welcome you all to a very interesting IPO summary video of Aastha Spintex Ltd. Now, this company has come up with an IPO, and the majority of the IPO proceeds are going to be used for the acquisition of Falcon Yarns Private Limited. There's a lot to be understood about this company and the acquisition, so keep on watching the video till the end. Now, let's understand what does the company do. So, Aastha Spintex Ltd. This is an Indian textile company. Okay, simple deal here. It's a textile company. When was it incorporated? Back in August 2013. And they are engaged in the manufacture of cotton yarn, which is used across the textile value chain. Okay. Now, company primarily produces carded and combed cotton yarn, which caters to fabric manufacturers, garment producers, and other textile business. So I think for now you have understood, okay, company is manufacturing something related to cotton, and it's into this whole textile industry. This is what maybe you have understood till now. We are now going to dig a little bit deeper. So what is it? What is it doing? A little bit more in detail. It's a cotton yarn manufacturing company that operates an integrated ginning and spinning business. And you might be like, "Ata kallas nahi kai. What is ginning? What is spinning?" Let's understand this very simply. Okay, what is ginning? Ginning is the process of separating raw cotton fibers, that is lint, from their seeds and removing debris like dirt and stems. So I'm sure you understood this with the help of this nice video also. It's more or less like cleaning the raw cotton so that it can be used for the next step in the production process. But then what is spinning? So spinning refers to the process of drawing out and twisting fibers together to form continuous yarn or thread. All right. So now you have understood that first they do ginning so that it is ready for which process? For spinning process. After spinning, like we say in Marathi, a dora, a thread can be very well prepared, which can be used to make the whole fabric. Simple till here. Yes. So company also manufactures and trades cotton bales and cotton yarns. I've also shown these pictures on screen, cotton bales and cotton yarns, which are essential raw materials used by textile manufacturers to produce what? Obviously to produce fabrics and garments. Okay. So I hope by now you have understood that they are going to make this cotton related yarn or a raw material basically, which is going to be used by those manufacturers who are going to actually make the cloth, the garments, right? What is this company? This company operates a semi-automated manufacturing facility where at Halwad, Gujarat, and produces 100% cotton yarns in counts ranging from any 26 to any 40. That basically talks about the thicker yarn. Okay. And mainly this company is focused about the B2B business. So we are not going to be the customers for this company. It's going to be different businesses. So, which are the different products? Like I already told you about spinning, ginning, and all these, but let's understand about their products also. Their primary products are carded cotton yarn. Now, this yarn that they make that will be used in everyday fabric. Okay. They also make combed cotton yarn. Now, this will be used in premium apparel. They also make compact combed yarn, and now this will be used in high-end garment and textiles. So you can imagine their raw material, different three types of raw materials that we discussed. They are used in different types of fabrics. One is like used in everyday fabric. One is used in premium apparel. One is used in even high-end garments. And they also their products also include cotton bales and cotton seeds and cotton waste, the ones that I discussed right now. Now that you have understood this, as I mentioned, you also might have understood the end use by now. Their raw material will be used to make different apparels like what? T-shirts, polo shirts, dress shirts, or sweaters, socks, bottom wear, denim garments. It could also be beyond clothing. So their products can also be used to make bed sheets, pillow covers, or it could be even terry towels. So it's going to be a range of products that can be made using their products. Just to give you just last 3-4 examples, it could also be used for jersey fabrics, interlock fabrics, shirting material, sheeting fabrics, and more. So by now this is absolutely clear that they don't sell directly to retail customers, but their customers will include textile manufacturers, fabric processors, yarn exporters, bulk purchasers, and other spinning units. So I think the business model is absolutely clear. In the next segment, we'll talk about the revenue split. Now let's understand about the revenue split. Now if you see here, you can see sale of products and sale of cotton waste. Obviously that is going to be way lower as compared to the actual sale of product, right? Now if I'm talking about sale of products, you have cotton yarn and cotton bales. In cotton yarn and bales, if you just have a look at 31st December 2025, only those figures that will not help you to gauge what is happening in the company. But if you look what has happened over the period of years, look at cotton bales. It was roughly at 1300. All amounts are rupees in lakhs, and I'm going to round it off as I speak. From 1300 to 5800 to 11,529 to 15,000 something. So the sale of cotton bales has substantially increased, whereas sale of cotton yarn is more or less in a similar range. And even if you were to compare, see, back in 2023, cotton yarn as compared to cotton bales, cotton yarn was way bigger number as compared to cotton bales. But right now, as at 31st December 25, you can see that cotton bales sale is higher as compared to cotton yarn, right? And a smaller chunk is obviously the sale of cotton waste. So now you might be like, okay, Rachana, we have understood the product, we have understood that they are making a raw material essentially, which will be used by the manufacturers of garments, fabrics. Their revenue split is clear. But I also mentioned about one acquisition in the beginning of the video, acquisition of Falcon Yarns Private Limited. Why are they wanting to do that? What could be the purpose of the acquisition? Four purposes is what they have mentioned in their RHP. It says it will significantly expand its production capacity. It will also strengthen their position in India's cotton spinning industry. If you remember, ginning and spinning, they are specifically mentioning that it will strengthen their position in cotton spinning industry. How much their capacity will increase and what, we are going to check towards the end of the video, so keep on watching the video. Next one is their customer base will also broaden with this acquisition, and very important, they are saying that it will enhance our market presence across domestic as well as international markets. Currently they have already acquired 15.21% of Falcon Yarns, and the remaining 84.79% will be acquired after the IPO. It's expected to be acquired after the IPO, right? So I hope the acquisition part is also clear. In the next section we'll talk about industry analysis. Now, talking about the industry analysis, I'm sure pretty much every one of you may know that India's textile industry is one of the most important manufacturing sectors for India. And why am I saying that? Because textile industry contributes to around 2% of India's GDP and 11% of the manufacturing GVA, and also 8.6% of the exports. This entire Indian textile industry is currently valued at around $195 billion in 2025, and it's expected to grow to $620 billion by 2035. And this reflects a CAGR of roughly 12.2%. Now, talking only about cotton. Cotton is the industry's backbone because this accounts for nearly 40% of the textile market, and India is amongst the world's largest producer and exporter of cotton yarn. But what could be the growth driver for this industry? Mainly it is premiumization, it could be technological upgrades, it could be urbanization, it could be exports. But one point we have to remember, the key challenge could be the cotton price volatility. So this is about the industry analysis. In the next section we'll talk about financials, KPIs and key risks. Let's look at the financials, and the financials are in an increasing trend. Very clearly can be seen, be it revenue or be it PAT, everything is an increasing trend. If I were to look at the CAGR, revenue CAGR is 21.15%, EBITDA CAGR is at 87.36%, and PAT CAGR is at 365.34%. Now, if I look at the KPIs, you will see something like Aastha Spintex Limited and Aastha Spintex Limited pro forma consolidated. Now, why have they prepared this and why have they presented this? Now, as per SEBI requirement, if a company is set to acquire another company, post-IPO, immediately after IPO or immediately before the IPO, they have to present the pro forma consolidated as well. If you remember, I've talked about Falcon, the entire acquisition they are planning to complete after the IPO. So it is the SEBI mandate which says that you have to present this in front of the potential investors, that they should understand how the consolidated position would look like. So if you see here, revenue from operation, all rupees are in lakhs, and you'll see here, this was the number that we talked about right now, correct? So it was 31,328. Same number you will be able to see here, 31,328. But this is standalone of Aastha. After Falcon acquisition is over, this will go directly to 47,721 lakh. Okay. Same you'll see, profit is also increasing, but EBITDA is also increasing, but EBITDA margins and PAT margins you can see on a shade lower side. What about current ratio? Current ratio is also shade on a lower side. Debt to equity, if I compare again, is on a shade lower side. I hope you know about this. Is shade on a higher side, but I'm sure everyone knows that debt to equity ratio up to 2:1. We always say it is okay, not a problem. And I always say this, ROE, ROC, somewhere around 15% is always considered as a good one, right? So this is it about the KPIs. One more important point, if you remember, I had talked about the acquisition of Falcon, wherein I said that post acquisition, their spinning capacity is set to increase. And here you can see installed capacity and utilized capacity both are in increasing trend as far as the spinning division is concerned, right? So I hope you have understood about the financials and KPIs. In the next section, we'll talk about risks. Let's move on with the risks. The very first risk that they mention in their RHP is about the acquisition of Falcon, and they say that their acquisition price is going to be 33.33 per equity share, which is higher than the buyback price of 14.46 per share, which was undertaken by Falcon on September 13th, 2024. In addition to this, one more risk that they mention is about certain past non-compliances under the Companies Act, and they are saying that it may be subject to penalties or adverse regulatory actions. The contraventions are about Section 49, 161, 203, and 135 of the Companies Act. One more point that they are mentioning is about the customer concentration. One customer, topmost customer, contributes to roughly 23% of the revenue. Top 5 contribute to around 44.28%, and top 10 around 57.27%. Now talking about one more point, which is about another non-compliance, Section 138, which was related to the appointment of internal auditor, and they say that in the past they have not complied with this section. And one point that they are also mentioning in the key risk, which is about the significant dependence on 7Cs Impex for majority of their sales outside Gujarat and exports. And they are saying that any adverse development in this arrangement could materially and adversely affect their business. Now, when I saw for 23, how much was the total? Total is around 66.61%. Is that a significant dependency? Yes. The only thing that I noticed here is it is at least going down 66%, 54%, 33%, and now 23% roughly. So that was it about significant risks. Next section, we'll talk about valuations and IPO details. Now, talking about the valuation, you can see the return on net worth, be it of Aastha Spintex standalone or be it the pro forma consolidated, their return on net worth is higher as compared to the listed peers that they have given in their RHP. If you were to understand more about their IPO details as to what is the price band and all that, for that have a look at this. The IPO opens on the 29th of June and closes on the 1st of July 2026. The price band is 125 to 136 rupees per share. The total issue size is 170 crores, and the best part, it's a full fresh issue. Lot size is going to be 110. So at the upper price band, the minimum application stands at 14,960. And now coming to the objects of the issue, like I told you, the total issue is of 170 crores, out of which 111.51 crores is going to be used for part payment of the purchase consideration for the acquisition of Falcon Yarns. We have been discussing about this throughout the video, and also intercorporate deposit for funding working capital requirements of Falcon Yarns, that is going to be to the tune of 10 crores. All in all, I always say this, that whenever it's a 100% fresh issue, I like it because somewhere the company is using that money for maybe the growth of the company or another few other plans which can help the company. I hope you understood a lot about this company. The whole intent of such summary videos is to summarize large RHPs for your understanding. If you did like it, please don't forget to smash the like button. Please don't forget to share this video with your friends. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Jai Hind and bye-bye. You might have come across such advertisements on various social media platforms. Please note, all of these are fraudsters promising unbelievable returns through stock tips. I don't provide any calls or advisory services. I provide only educational content through my social media handles and through my website rachanaranade.com and rachanaranade.in.